Okay, so what we're going to look at today is sort of an introduction to sampling on Logic Pro. For your next assignment, you're going to have to make a whole track just using something called Aryay's Lion Kit. So Aryay is a producer that works for Mad Decent. And he's made quite a number of pieces. Probably his most famous is a piece called The Lawnmower, and he's released a sample pack. So samples are just pre-made bits of audio, either by yourself or a third party, that you're using then to recreate a piece. Well, not recreate a piece, but create your own. So here are both of the sample packs we're going to be using. Aryay's Lion Kit Volume 1, Aryay's Lion Kit Volume 2. So we'll just listen to a couple of examples. So they've got claps, drum loops, kicks and subs, other percussive sounds, snares, synths, vocal one-shots, and a random roar as well. And what we can do simply, first of all, is to drag and drop these into Logic as audio. First of all, we'll have to create a number of audio tracks. So I'm going to create one there, make it into stereo, turn the volume up to a normal amplitude, and duplicate it, say, 3 times for the moment. What I'm going to do now is drag and drop a number. Well, let's start off with loops. So let's just listen to this loop first of all. Listen to this one perhaps. I like that one, it's a bit chilled, so I'm going to drag and drop it into an audio track, or you can drag and drop it onto a completely new track like that. Then what we want to do now, we want to listen to how many, how long this loop is in beats. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, it's 8 beats long or 2 bars. So what we can do, we can either place the playhead here and then very carefully shorten the tempo, so the samples are exactly that tempo. So I think, yeah, by the looks of it, this tempo is something very peculiar, like that. So 77.6153. But what we want to do, or you can do as well, so for example, if it was 120, you can hold your mouse there, click it, hold it down, hold Alt as well, drag it, so it's only 2 bars long. And that'll speed up. Ready? Now what we want to do, to make sure that sample stays in time with the piece forever, press the flex time, and press flex time on here as well. Then if we go on rhythmic here, just to make sure that the flex time tool knows that it's a rhythmic sample. So for example, if we loop this now, okay, good. But what I'm going to do just to make the sample a bit nicer is to have this original 77 BPM on, and we'll change the tempo there. Okay, so let's make this 2 bars. Flex time is on. So hopefully now, when I slow the track right down, it'll stay the same tempo. But what you can do as well, if you open this up a bit more, so hold down Alt and use 2 fingers on the mouse pad, is if you go flex time, tempophone, listen what happens now. It stays the same pitch, but quality is lost. If you go on flex time speed, listen to what happens now. It slows it down like a vinyl. So quality is not lost, but the pitch changes dramatically. And up a bit more as well. Okay, so that's kind of how we can use flex time. So let's drag and drop some other bits and bobs in. So for example, let's look at another loop, maybe this one. Okay, let's drag and drop that one and see what happens. I'm pretty sure this is 2 bars long, so I'm just going to make it 2 bars like that. Again, turn on flex time for this one. There we go. And also I'm going to quantize both these bits of audio because it's not quite fully in time. So this is what this sounds like now. So we can hear that they're a lot more in time now. So with flex time, these tools here, you can quantize the audio, which can be very useful indeed. What we want now is perhaps to add some synthesizers in. So listen to this synth sound. I like this. What we can do, drag and drop it in, so it's just like this. But how do you get that synth sound, an audio file, to play on the keyboard like that? Well, what we need to do, firstly, we need to load up the audio instrument, not audio instrument, or audio unit EX24. There are loads of other samplers that you can use, but we're starting out with EX24. When you first load it, it's going to be completely blank like this. If it's not, what you need to go on, just no instrument there. Click Edit and drag and drop the audio file you want to use, like that. And what it's going to do now is map that sound to the whole of the keyboard. So if we bring up our keyboard here, it'll sound like this. Like that. But what's happened here, you can hear it's quite distorted as well. So you can see there that it's got a sample rate of 32. At the moment, Logic only takes sample rates of 24 in this project. So what we're going to have to do, we're going to need to convert that to a sample rate of 24. I've already done that in iTunes. So drag and drop it into iTunes, and then save it as a WAV in there, and then drag and drop that one in. So I'm going to delete this 32-bit one, drag the 24-bit in. So now this should sound a bit cleaner. Oh, hold on. Okay, what's happened now is that the key has gone very, very low. So we are going to change that. Right, too low. If we just change it to C2, perhaps. So it's a bit cleaner now, which is good. Okay, what we can also do, we can reverse the sample like this. Doesn't really sound that much different. We can make it a one shot so the sample completely plays out. Like that. One shots are normally only just used for drums. So we're just going to save that quickly. Also, sorry, actually, you can edit the audio file by double-clicking here and doing that. We can also make it into a loop as well with the anchor here. So we can tell the audio where to start or how much of it to play. Like that. It's quite interesting, but I just kind of want it all to play, so that's what's going to happen. Okay, so now we'll get back on, we'll save this as, every time you exit the screen they'll ask you to save it, so we're going to save it as Aryay Synth 6 example. What's going on here? Okay, so now we've got, where have my solo buttons gone? How strange. Okay, so on this instrument now we've got this. But I want to add a bit of reverb to it, so I'm going to add a bus, reverb, just the normal space design. Then I go on EXS24 again, put the release slightly up, so now when I hit it, it kind of stays there for a bit, so okay, let's turn some reverb on as well. And let's just give it a record, see what happens. We're going to mute the original synth sound as well. Loop it, here we go. That was awful, I'm going to redo that. Got a bit panicky. Okay, We're going to quantize that to 1/16, and here's what you've got. And obviously with this, you can then do an octave down or something. And you can really do that with anything in here. If you wanted to create perhaps a drum kit, what you'd do, you'd go on this, change it again to no instrument, edit, and then search for a drum kit. So if you want snares perhaps, highlight all of them, drag and drop them in. Logic will realise that this is a kind of a drum kit bank, so it'll make them all kind of individual samples there. Open up our keyboard again. What we can hear as well, these samples are actually 32-bit again, so instead of wasting our time with that, we'll look at some other ones. So we go on Aryay's line kit volume 2, see if the snares there are 24. So yeah, these are all 24. Good. So drag and drop them in. Let's have a test. Okay. Okay, good. So if we close this window now and save it as Aryay snares, yeah, replace it, fine, whatever. And let's give it a record. Quantize it. Very nice. And what we can do now, obviously we can speed it up loads more if we want. Or slow it right down, just create something chilled. Bit more kind of a hip-hop type feel. And that's really it. So those are the two main ways of sampling: dragging and dropping, using Alt and drag to resize the loop, or dragging them into EXS24. There are loads of other samplers you can use though. For example, a very good one that we have, Native Instruments and then Battery. This is a drum sampler. You drag and drop your drum samples into each square here. It's already got a number of example kits. For example, this one, then what you can do. And then here, what you can do, you can choose every parameter that you can think of for that one sample to do. So start off with EXS24, see how you get on, but then obviously you can move to Battery 4, and maybe if you're feeling very confident, you can move on to something called Contact. And start designing your own plugins there. But for the moment, use EXS24 and just drag and drop in the audio samples and see how you get on just using Aryay's line kit. Thank you very much.